Hi, my name is Montserrat, and today I will talk you about the factors that disrupt the ecological balance. First, what is ecological balance? So, the ecological balance is like the relationship between predators, prey, and predators. So, for example, um, a balanced ecosystem will be like the balanced quantities of predators, prey, and producers. A disbalanced ecosystem will be like more prey and less predators. It will be a disbalanced ecosystem. So, the legal species trade is the first cause of the disbalance of a disbalanced ecosystem. Why? In all the decades, we saw that some people or some persons sell the species for their skin, their bones, or the teeth to sell it to another persons. Or, for example, sell the species like the parrots, the monkeys, and some like that to the persons and talk it for their natural habitats. This is a big damage for the ecosystem that makes a very tragic effect for the ecosystem and the species in the ecosystem because it affects to their air balance, also affect to the food web. So it affects both of the two types of the ecosystem, the aquatic and terrestrial ecosystem. Uh, the second cause is the deforestation. So, what is deforestation? Deforestation is like the cut of trees in some areas. That causes like the flood of the area, also cause that to the contribute to the climate change that affect in a um, big quantity to the ecosystem. It's big and the habitats because the habitats need a specific temperature and specific characteristics that makes that habitat able to live some species and also contribute to the extinct of some species. Also, sorry, I don't remember that. The deforestation also makes that this erosion of the soil makes that the sorry the soil will be not able to produce more plants, so it will be infertile. Another cause it will be the pollution. The pollution is another huge problem for the ecosystems. Why? Because the pollution makes that the desertification of soil. This means that the soil will not be able to produce more plants. It will be infertile. Also makes that and affect the animals, the wellness of the animals. So the animals will be ill. Also affect to the nutrient cycle. For example, a plant needs a specific nutrients, a quantity of nutrients. So the pollutions makes that the nutrients are more than the plants needed or the earth needed. Another case is the overexploitation. The overexploitation is like the overfishing, like a lot of hunting that contribute to the disbalance of the food web. So the web will be affected. Why? Because Mm, for example, it's overhunting of the shark. The shark will be disappear. So the price will be a lot, and the producers will not be able to feed all the prey. So the shark is necessary, really necessary. So all the living things in that ecosystem will be necessary for the ecosystem balance, for the relationship of each organism, and also makes that the overexploitation makes that the species population decline. So it will be affect also the balance of the ecosystem. Another cause it will be the burning of fossils. False, sorry. So why? Because the fossil fuels, the gases produced by the fossil fuels, makes or contribute to the greenhouse effect. That is a terrible effect of all living things in the world and all the ecosystem. Also affects to the climate change. For example, if there are a lot of burning fossil fuels, it will be able that the jungles and the forest will be burned. Also, contribute to the melt of the North Pole and the dry of different rivers. That makes that the rivers get a lower level. The urbanization. The urbanizations is another huge problem. So, why? The makes that some species have to move, uh, and also makes that habitats disappears. And for example, when the big cities are built, some species disappear or extinct. Also, the habitats that are there disappears and makes a big biodiversity loss. The contamination. The contamination is another problem that affects the balance of an ecosystem. For example, it affects the fertility of the earth, so that makes the soil erosion. Also makes that the main resources for different living things be affected, like water. The trees will not be more trees, so the animals or the species will be die of hunger. For example, the prey will be die of hunger, so the ecosystem balance it will not be balanced. Um, so another cause is the species erase or be introduced. Mm, we can say that the introduce of different species will be also for the illegal um, illegal birth of the species. For example, this is like a case that passes um, like the past month. In Tavio, they found like a tiger, a felon that is of the Amazonas. Is not their habitat, their natural habitat. So it will be introduced of the for the habitat of that place. This will be like effect also um, of the illegal illegal bout of a different species. And the affection for the ecosystem will be the affection in food webs, affection to natural processes, because the animals that are introduced or erased will be more shorter their life probability. Also, the invasive species can compete, depredate, or displace native species. For example, if we have the puma and a lion in the same place, there are a lot of predators and less prey. it will be a disbalance of the ecosystem. And also displace the native species. Um, the solutions might be first, do a study in a determined times of every year, and to make sure that there will not be no no more species like that are no native. Second, make some strategies to beat the introduction or the extermination of these species, like talks with the persons to make them to know the problem of introduce or erase some species. Also, the third, make like a government, like the government make laws, like a proposal. So we pass a proposal to the government to make laws to protect these animals. Also, fourth and the last, call an institution if you saw like animal or a species that are not native. In example, in Colombia, one institution is the CAP or the CAB. And thank you for your listening. I hope you like it. Bye!